when a king, that's me, gives his word, which I did, then nothing is gonna stop him. Except for maybe that.
Where'd you move here from? Dumbsville?
Yo, I hit the jeweler, got some goals. I sold a little weed, but I could never sell my soul. And when I'm in LA, you find me out in Lil Smoke. Come a vocal with my ramen, I'ma need another bowl. Let's go.
Jim, I say, not looking so good.
Would you shut up, old man?
Norm of the North, king-sized adventure. Okay, look, I know what this is, you know what this is. I'm tired, you're tired, Jesus wept.
I know you're tired of loving with nobody to love. Honey, what you doing in the club on a Thursday? Since you only here for a girl birthday.
So our film opens with the worst looking text possible. Ah, yes, the default setting, of course. We then get a bunch of footage that doesn't matter at all. We then cut to an aerial dogfight. What the fuck? And I hate to admit this, but the film improved the animation, and it actually looks really good. I'm not gonna lie. The humans have detailed skin textures. They move really fluently. It's not perfect, but goddamn, it's a far cry from Alpha and Omega, Journey to Bear Kingdom. So anyways, this guy's all like,
"Why are you doing this, Dexter?" What's up, everybody? This is the Act Man here.
So these two are fighting over the MacGuffin over here, and that's about it. We then cut to Norm, who's meeting up with his grandpa, who's apparently getting married, and he wants Norm to supervise the wedding.
You know that Judith and I have been spending a lot of time together.
No I don't. I just met this character. So Norm's all like, yeah, I'll supervise the wedding. So he calls up the human characters, which we all love so much. This has to be a new record for the fastest time I've been disinterested in something. So they're all like, yeah, we'll come to the wedding or something like that. And then, completely out of left field, one of Norm's kids apparently has an app that tracks aliens.
It tracks UFOs.
And then the characters are all like,
The app is telling me that we've got some flying objects.
so Norm decides to investigate alone, not counting the lemmings, of course. Now, you may be wondering, why would he do this? Well, you see, the answer is... So Norm heads into this cave here, and ends up meeting and getting trapped with the one guy from the airplane scene.
This is what little dude must have been looking for.
Hey, yo, the pizza here.
So the one guy's all like,
Talking polar bear. You must be Norm of the North.
you gotta love it when the writers collectively suck their own dick. So Norm gives him the MacGuffin or something, and the other guy's all like,
This has to be returned to China immediately.
so he then explains the backstory that we already kinda know already.
Wait, you threw this valuable artifact thing out the window?
Yes, but it had a computer chip, so I knew I could find it again.
Ah, you see, guys, it had a computer chip, so he knew he'd find it again. He then gives an, I'll admit, pretty cool backstory scene, discussing how his partner has been stealing and selling off relics. And while this scene isn't anything to write home about, it is presented really well. Kinda gives me a pseudo-Uncharted vibe. And look, it's the guy from the first Norm movie!
So Henry makes a cameo.
So anyways, the one guy's all
You
like,
see, the artifact is of great value, and it must be returned to China immediately.
is this just Chinese propaganda? So anyways, the guy's all like, oh, if I don't make it, give this to my grandson. And then the lemmings come in, and they make a pee joke.
Might be best to wait for the sun to melt the ice some more, unless...
And then, long story short, an Uncharted set piece happens.
We were almost in there.
They then make it out alive, and that's about it. But then the bad guy shows up, and he's all like, give me the artifact, brother.
Big Chungus.
So the bad guy then knocks out Norman, takes the MacGuffin, but the other guy's all like,
Think of the Chinese people and their treasure.
holy shit, this film is actually Chinese propaganda. He then knocks the other guy out, and that's about it. Norm then wakes up and goes back home. And also, the human characters show up. Anyway, so Norm's all like, I gotta find the artifact and bring it back to China. So he lets his son take over his king duties. But then the bad guy is now stealing a helicopter. So Norm then jumps onto the helicopter, I guess. And then he goes in it, and that's about it. He then decides to take a nap.
I just have to grab the artifact when the time is right, which means this king is gonna take a royal nap until then.
Why he chooses to do this during a high-stakes mission is beyond me. That would be like in Modern Warfare if Captain Price during the Clean House mission was all like, oh, mate, I'm tired. Give me a minute to rest, mate.
Welcome to Bottom Gear, mates. I drive a silent electric car, Hammond uses a fucking toilet, and James commits arson. Okay, I'll have a whiff.
He then falls asleep, I guess, and the lemmings decide to steal the artifact themselves, but then the bad guy spots them, and he beats the fuck out of him. He then sees Norm sleeping, and then he kicks Norm off the plane. But while distracted, the lemmings then take over the plane. Meanwhile, Norm gets a phone call, I guess, and apparently his son's being a massive prick. Anyways, long story short, Norm regains control of the helicopter.
Here's Norm
money.
So Norm takes control of the helicopter and kicks the bad guy off the plane. But because this is a pussy-ass kids movie, the bad guy just has to survive. I mean, come on, bro. I'm a grown-ass man watching kids movies. Give me some fucking gang shit, dude. Wait a minute. No, not that fucking... Yeah, now we're talking. Meanwhile, Norm's son is being a dick, and that's about it.
Check it out. I downloaded some majorly awesome beats.
Norm then arrives in China and meets up with the grandson character, who has to be the least Asian-looking man in China. So Norm tries to give him the artifact, but he's all like,
my grandfather is nothing but an old fool.
But then the bad guy shows up and threatens the main characters with his Komodo dragons or something. He then takes the artifact and leaves, and traps Norm and the other guy with the Komodo dragons. And they're all like, how do we get out of here? Even though you're literally in a classroom, you could call security or something. So anyways, the lemmings tie the dragon's tongues together or something, and then they leave and that's about it. They then get on a boat together, and Norm tells the other guy that his dad's in a coma. We then get a really pointless monkey scene that serves no other purpose than slapstick. I'm glad my time isn't being wasted. But the bad guy is then following them in the helicopter that he was kicked out of. Anyway, so a bunch of pointless bullshit happens, who cares? The characters then make it to where they need to go. But the one guy's all like, Dexter is going down to the place we need to go to. So Norm writes the other guy to the place, I guess. Meanwhile, the wedding subplot is happening, and that's about it. Oh, what's that? You forgot about that subplot? Well, guess what, buddy? It's been happening the whole time. So more bullshit happens, whatever. Meanwhile, Norm's son is being a dick back at home.
How many times must I tell you I'm based in red pill?
So the two arrive at the cave entrance, I guess. But the one guy is then all like,
wait, Norm, I just remembered something my grandfather told me.
Break out the butter. Lobster Fest is on Red Lobster.
This corridor is protected by ancient booby traps.
Wow, how convenient. So the two of them are attacked by booby traps, I guess, where, get this, they survive them. So 2 years pass.
Okay, that's it, right?
They then get approached by Dexter, and the good guys are all like, Dexter, no, don't do this. But Dexter's all like, I love money. So really, he's just on a Sigma male grind set. But then the Komodo dragons come back, I guess, and the bad guys are like, I'm going to do this thing with the treasure. But the good guys are like, oh no, it's not time yet, though. Norm then fucking bodies the Komodo dragons, holy shit. But is then trapped in a cage. So the bad guy puts the thing on the thing, but it turns out it doesn't work. But the bad guy's then all like,
These writings, they're in ancient Mandarin.
but the good guy then sees that there's more text underneath the thing and is all like,
Didn't read the fine print.
and it turns out,
It's the secret language of the ancient emperors themselves.
yeah, that. So the one guy's then all like,
The 9 cauldrons represent honor. So too, only a person of honor, in both word and deed, may access the treasure within the mountain.
oh, well, how convenient. So glad we have the contrived, only good people can get the treasure arc in this movie.
Since you have no honor, the mountain has rejected you.
Sorry, Dexter, but you acknowledge the existence of Tiananmen Square. Your social credit has gone down. And with that, any chance of me going to China has been completely destroyed. So Dexter then forces the good guy to open the door for him, and lo and behold, it opens. Meanwhile, the other guy wakes up, and that's about it. Dexter then shoots the good guy with a dart that clearly isn't poison. So Norm goes Super Saiyan and opens his cage, and then Norm throws the bad guy in the cage. The lemmings then throw the Komodo dragons into the lava, killing them. And Norm's all like, you're bad, Dexter. And that's about it. The good guy then wakes up, and Norm and him go inside this room with this stuff in it. And the one guy's all like,
My grandfather will be very pleased.
we then abruptly cut back to the wedding subplot, where Norm's son is still being a dick, I guess. And everyone's all like, when will Norm be home? But thankfully, Norm gets home just in time, which means that I'm almost done with this video and I can work on other stupid ass videos. So these two get married, these two characters reunite or something.
You are truly a great king, and have honored the great emperors of China.
Your social credit will go up. Norm's son is then made fun of for being a dick. Sorry, man, should have had higher social credit. Then get a dance number, and yeah, that's it. And this marks the end of Norm of the North 3. And, I mean, honestly, what else do I even say anymore? I mean, I'll give the film this. This is the best Norm of the North movie. The animation is easily at a peak here. It's not amazing by any means, but it is pretty good. Furthermore, the Uncharted Indiana Jones type plot is interesting, when it's, of course, not contrived or extremely rushed, but otherwise, yeah, this was painfully generic. Subplots weren't fleshed out at all and weren't even interesting to begin with. The main plot, while interesting at points, is once again way too rushed to be engaging, and Norm is still, you know, Norm. In conclusion, this is certainly a Norm of the North movie. I'm feeling a light to decent Chinese propaganda on this one. My name is Dumbsville. I'm still trapped in Kanye's basement. Please let me out. My coordinates are...
On the same shit, you ain't in my lane, bitch, nah. All that shit in fifth, rollie on my
break out the butter. Lobster Fest is on at Red Lobster. If you've been dreaming about tender, wild-caught lobster, dig into butter-poached, fire-roasted, and shrimp and lobster linguine. Dreams do come true. Or if you like the taste of New England without leaving home, try lobster sautéed with crab, jumbo shrimp, and more. Or maybe you'd like to experience the ultimate surf and the ultimate turf. With so many lobster dishes, there's something for every lobster fan. So hurry in and let's Lobster Fest. Or get pickup or delivery at redlobster.com.